Hello students, welcome to the SRBPS virtual classroom program. I am your biology educator Prerna Rathi.
Let us start today's class now. Today we will be dealing with the chapter 8, that is human health and diseases. In this part of the chapter we'll be discussing health, pathogens, various diseases, their causative organisms, their preventive measures, etc. Let us first define the term health. What do you mean by health? Health is defined as a state of complete well-being which includes physical well-being, mental well-being, social and emotional well-being. When people are healthy, they are more efficient in doing all the work. This increases their productivity and brings economic prosperity to the entire nation. Health also increases long life and reduces both infant mortality as well as maternal mortality rate. Hence, good health must be maintained by using various measures like taking a balanced diet, personal hygiene, regular workout, etc. The health of a person can be affected by the following reason. First, the genetic disorders, where a person has a very little to do. It is something that is inherited from the parents. Then infections, which are present in the surrounding and which can be controlled by certain preventive measures. Then the lifestyle, including the diet, the rest a person is taking, the amount of workout or exercise he is performing. Drug and alcohol abuse are also a part of lifestyle disorders. Diseases are grouped into two categories, that are infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases. Infectious diseases are communicable diseases which can spread from one person to another, whereas non-infectious diseases are non-communicable diseases which cannot spread from one person to another. Fine. Cancer is an example of a non-infectious diseases, whereas common cold, that is your zukam, is a very common infectious or communicable disease. Common diseases in humans. Organisms belonging to various groups like bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoans, helminths cause many diseases in humans. Hence, all these disease-causing organisms are known as pathogens. So, disease-causing organisms are called pathogens. Let us start with typhoid. Typhoid is caused by a bacteria, Salmonella typhi. It affects the small intestine and then migrates to the entire body through blood. It is transmitted through contaminated food and water. Symptoms are very high fever, weakness, stomach ache, constipation, severe headache, loss of appetite. In severe cases, it can cause extreme intestinal perforation, which can lead to internal bleeding and death. The test used for typhoid is known as the Vidal test. The Vidal test is used to perform the diagnosis of typhoid. The next disease that we have to discuss is pneumonia. Pneumonia is caused by two organisms, Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenzae. It affects the alveoli of the lungs and fills the alveoli with a type of fluid. This leads to very difficult breathing process. As you can see, it can cause meningitis, otis media, sinusitis, epiglottitis. Then it can cause tracheobronchitis, bacteremia, pneumonia. Various different sites have been shown by Haemophilus influenzae infection. So, if it infects the lungs, it is pneumonia. Method of transmission. Pneumonia is spread by inhaling the droplets and aerosols that are released by an infected person during sneezing, coughing, etc. The main symptoms are fever, chills, cough, headache. In severe cases where there is extreme oxygen deficiency, it leads to bluing of the lips and fingernails. It will turn blue in color. The next disease that we have to discuss is common cold. Common cold is caused by a group of viruses called the rhinoviruses. The rhinoviruses are a type of RNA virus which have a very labile or unstable RNA structure which keeps on changing from time to time. Hence, our body is not able to create an immunity against it. Therefore, we suffer from common cold for more than one time in our life. It affects mainly the nose and the respiratory passage. The infection does not reach the lungs. Method of transmission is again the direct inhalation of droplets from the infected person. through contaminated objects, that is formite-borne infection from pens, books, cups, computer keyboard, from the various hankies or various things, doorknobs, etc. also. Symptoms are nasal congestion or blockage, discharge from the nose, sore throat, hoarseness, that is kharash, and cough, tiredness or fatigue. It normally lasts for about 3 to 7 days, after which it eventually subsides because of the immune system of the body. The next very important disease that we have to discuss in detail is malaria. Malaria is caused by the pathogen Plasmodium. There are 4 main species of Plasmodium which cause malaria: Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malariae, Plasmodium ovale, and Plasmodium falciparum. Out of which the malignant malaria, which is caused by Plasmodium falciparum, is fatal, and the organs affected by malaria are the liver and the RBCs, that is the red blood corpuscles of human beings. It is transmitted by the bite of a female Anopheles mosquito, which is the vector of Plasmodium. The symptoms of malaria are high fever, chill, fever occurs alternate day, intermittent fever is present. Also, these symptoms can be accompanied by severe vomiting and diarrhea. It can cause headache, fever, fatigue, pain in the back, muscular pain, chills, sweating, respiratory. It can cause dry cough. It can cause spleen enlargement because of the stomach. It can cause nausea, vomiting, diarrhea kind of condition. As you can see, this is the life cycle of the Plasmodium pathogen. What happens is, the infective state is the sporozoid. When a mosquito bites a human being, it releases the sporozoids in its blood. These sporozoids reach the liver, and then from there they affect the RBCs. In the RBCs, gametocytes are formed, which are again sucked by a female Anopheles mosquito, where they again undergo sexual reproduction and complete their life cycle. Let us do the life cycle in detail. As you can see, the Plasmodium zygote or the sporozoid enters the human being. As the sporozoid is the infective stage. The sporozoid enters the liver cell. When the liver cell is full of Plasmodium, it bursts, which leads to infection in the RBCs. Whenever the RBCs will burst, they will release the gametocytes. These gametocytes are again sucked by a mosquito, which again leads to formation of male and female gamete, formation of zygote. Then zygote will lead to formation of sporozoid, which are stored in the salivary glands of the mosquito. This is the entire Plasmodium life cycle. The malarial parasite always requires 2 hosts, human beings and Anopheles mosquito, to complete their life cycle. The sexual reproduction occurs in the mosquito gut, and the asexual part of the life cycle occurs in the human gut. Liver and RBCs. The parasite initially multiplied within the liver and then attacks the RBCs, resulting in their rupture. Whenever the RBCs will rupture, they will release a particle called hemozoin. These hemozoin particles will cause fever in human beings. That is why the fever is intermittent in nature. The next disease that we have to discuss is Ascariasis. It is caused by a pathogen, Ascaris lumbricoides, which is a nematode, and the organs affected are mainly the intestine. The method of transmission, it reaches the body through contaminated water, vegetables, fruits, etc. Its main symptoms are internal bleeding, muscular pain, fever, anemia, etc. In severe cases, it can cause blockage of intestinal passage and intestinal perforation also. The next disease that we have to discuss is Filariasis, which is commonly called elephantiasis. It is caused by pathogen Wuchereria. There are 2 species of Wuchereria which cause it, the Wuchereria bancrofti and Wuchereria malayi. It affects the lymphatic vessels of the lower limbs and the genital organs. Biting, it is spread by the biting of a Culex mosquito, female Culex mosquito. Symptoms are chronic, extreme inflammation of the organs, as you can see in the picture. Abnormal swelling of the lower limbs, the scrotum and the penis. Hence, the disease is known as elephantiasis because the lower limbs start to look as if they belong to an elephant. The next disorder we have to discuss is infection through the ringworms. It is caused by 3 species of pathogens, that is Microsporum, Trichophyton and Epidermophyton. 3 fungi can cause ringworm infection. It affects the organs like skins, nails, folds of the skin, groin, that is the genital area. Then method of transmission is it is acquired normally from soil, fomite borne also from towel, clothes, etc., comb used by other person or various equipments used by the other person who is already infected with ringworm. Symptoms are dry, scaly lesions on the skin, on the scalp, and itching is there. Lesions are accompanied by pus formation also. What are the various preventions that you can take for control of the infectious diseases? One must maintain personal hygiene as well as public hygiene. Not just that you have to keep yourself clean, but also you need to maintain your surroundings as well. Personal hygiene includes consumption of clean drinking water, food, vegetables, fruits. You should keep your body clean. Public hygiene refers to proper disposal of waste and excreta, along with which periodic cleaning of water reservoirs and pools must be practiced. We must avoid close contact with the infected people. For vector-borne diseases, the vector must be controlled, that is, their breeding grounds must be eliminated. Stagnation of water must be avoided in and around residential areas. If anything does not help, mosquito nets and mosquito repellents must be used. Windows and doors must be fitted with a proper wire mesh so that the mosquitoes or other houseflies and all these host vectors do not enter the house. All these precautions are useful for vector-borne diseases like chikungunya, dengue, malaria, filariasis, elephantiasis, etc. Let us recapitulate what we've learned today. We've learned about the main concept of health, about various diseases, types of diseases and their preventive measures.
I hope you all understood what I taught. I suggest you all make complete use of the YouTube channel to enhance your learning. So until next time, goodbye, take care.